Born in France and raised in Asia, I spent my childhood in the Philippines and my teenage years in Hong Kong. Thanks to my parents, who used every opportunity to discover the world, I spent my youth traveling to the most beautiful destinations around the globe. Island hopping around resorts in the Philippines as a child ultimately shaped my lifelong dream of one day having an island resort of my own. I spent most of my life in search of the magical land that would house my enduring vision. Maslina Resort was born from my childhood dream. After time in the corporate banking business world, I wanted to do something that made sense and leave meaning behind for future generations, especially after having my first child. I first saw Hua Island when my son was born. When I first saw the location and I learned about the history and local lifestyle of the island, I knew it would be the home of Maslina Resort. The design approach was to keep as much of the Mediterranean landscape as possible and then integrate the architecture in between. When coming to Starigrad for the first time, we had a vision of a modern hotel fully integrated into the landscape, aligning with the trees and without obstructing nature. Thus, we chose terracotta for the flooring, as it reminded us of the color of the white stone mixed with the reddish earth, which is also the color we chose for our visual identity. Same for our Maslina dark green, which came from the dark green nature all around the resort. Thus, the elegant vertical wooden facade became the main architectural element to feel like you are embedded into the pine forest. The facade gives lightness and transparency to the buildings, which are dispersed to feel more intimate for guests. We endeavored to keep the image and the feeling that was already in place on the island. For example, we were allowed to install Art Deco chandeliers from the 30s that belonged to the Starigrad Library. You can find them in the Pharomatic Spa, as well as the Building 1. We also used the legendary creation Colnago speedboat. Our custom Colnago 45TS speedboat was made by local boat manufacturer Colnago Marine, who are natives who have dedicated years to designing, constructing, and building a perfectly safe transport boat to transfer guests and locals between the islands and the mainland. It was customized by us to fit our identity. This particular boat is designed for Maslina, with both safety and comfort as a top priority. The lines on the boat mean less resistance to air and great behavior during rough seas. The design is also aligned with the colors and interior theme of the hotel. This particular boat is mainly for guest transfer purposes and has the capacity to carry up to 12 guests and 2 crew members. It runs primarily between Split Airport and the resort, which takes around 60 minutes. Our uniforms were also created by Croatian fashion designer Sara Lončarić of Black Pearl. Sarah's inspiration of designing our uniforms was Hvar's heritage: stone walls, hillsides covered in pine forest, and a rich history of Greek field architecture in olive groves, lavender fields, and vineyards. Monochrome white shirts, olive tones, and terracotta trousers are the ideal palette and structure of nature, harmonizing Mediterranean simplicity and a French style. Aligned with Maslina's mindful luxury philosophy, the uniforms are unique for their minimalism and calm style, which are functional, comfortable to wear, serene, sophisticated, and modern. All uniforms are made entirely from eco-conscious and organic GOTS-certified fabrics. Giving back to the site was most important when creating Maslina, keeping this warm and wild feeling of nature intact for Maslina's guests. Many elements were made out of the Brach Island stone. Our 12 tons reception desk was chosen from the Brach stone quarry, cut, cleaned, and transported to the hotel with a special boat, and was positioned by a crane just over huge steel pillars that support it underneath. This was the first piece of Maslina Resort, implemented before everything else. The floor was built around it afterwards. However, it looks like the stone was placed on the terracotta floor. French artist Gregory Ryan came and filled in the holes with brass as an homage to the special kintsugi Japanese technique that enhances the beauties of objects after they have been broken. Hence, it is built on the idea that in embracing flaws and imperfections, you can create stronger and more beautiful things. Interestingly enough, the White House was also made from this Brach Island stone. You will also find this stone in the rooms, as most of the sinks are custom made out of it. It is also important to know that our amenities are our own brand, organic, natural, and bio products, made especially for us with a mix of local scents such as lavender, rosemary, lemon, and orange. They are refilled in our glass bottles to prevent daily waste. Thomas, our landscape designer, used native and local species to continue the landscape language. The resort was built on an olive yard. We took them away in pots and replanted them all around the property, along with more than 1,000 trees. There is where the name Maslina comes from, the essence of the land where it was built on. It is also an ode to its bay, which is called Masnica Bay. We also named the villas following their location. Villa Borovina, which means pine in English, shelters by fragrant pine. It pays the tribute to Hvar Island's dense forest and lush vegetation. Villa Lititsa, which means the cliff on the slope overlooking the sea, this villa perches above a bay as an homage to Hvar's high hills and heights. Villa Uvala, which means the bay, sets out on the Adriatic shoreline. It is an ode to Maslinica Bay, the bay that gave life to Maslina Resort. A bay beach bar. When we were thinking about the name of our beach bar, the team came across a puppy that had medical issues. He went from one couple to another in our whole development team. Unfortunately, he lived only a year, but touched by a lot of people because he was always with us. His name was Abe, which means the little treasure in Chinese. It was evident the name our beach bar Abe to pay an homage to our puppy companion, but also because it perfectly plays on coming to the bay. Our Pharomatic Wellness Center comes from the ancient name of the island, which was Pharos, and aromatic stands for all the beauty aromas and plants found on the island, which makes Maslina a sanctuary for well-being. We actually do have our own in-house healer, my brother Damien, which does sound healing and is also a Reiki master. Growing up in Asia, he was raised in this philosophy and has intense knowledge and wisdom. For our fitness studio, inside the Pharomatic Wellness, features the Nort equipment, manufactured with wood from renewable forests in Germany. This was a sustainable choice for us, as the equipment does not use electricity and is made of sustainably sourced wood. Sustainability is one of the main pillars in our mindful luxury philosophy. We have reforested trees, protected native species, and honored the natural world by using local materials throughout the design and architecture. We are a non-single-use resort, not only for plastic. We use electrolysis system in our swimming pools and a biofilter to treat all our hotel sewage. We will also install solar panels across the resort this year, which will result in a reduction of energy consumption by 120,000 kilowatt per year. Aligned with Maslina's mindful luxury philosophy, we use Cocomat mattresses. The Proteas mattress helps guests sleep better at Maslina Resort. Carefully handcrafted and made entirely from natural materials, Proteas is designed to embrace the body and provide maximum support. It is also the most exclusive and elaborately constructed mattress by the brand. Using natural latex, rubberized coconut fiber, horsehair, cactus fibers, and seaweed, The Proteas cover is also made from 100% organic cotton. It is completely metal-free and aims to soothe your respirational system and regulates humidity. From Cocomat, we also have our very popular wooden bikes that we offer to the guests. Their ergonomic design ensures comfortable and smooth riding, while the aesthetics allows guests to move with nature. By using wood, Cocomat extends the bike's life cycle while carrying nature's imprint. Everyone on the team shared the same idea of respecting the environment and was mindful when choosing each material. To create this, natural materials were the key element is in the interior design created by our interior design Leonie Alma Mason, who gave a 50s Parisian Asian style to the resort while respecting the Croatian beauty. Our Japanese-style bathtubs in wood in the rooms were custom-made, inspired by my upbringing in Asia. The materials were chosen to connect with the 4 elements of nature, especially the red color of the earth, the contrasting dark greens of the pines, and the dark wooden trunks of the trees. The first idea was to use the large rocks from the site to anchor the project on this special island. You will find the local stone from Brach Island used for all sinks, but also when you first enter the lobby. Then the terracotta brings a smoother traditional link to the colors of the ground. Dark shades from the natural surroundings move from the outside and into the restaurant first. The unique black Italian terracotta used on the walls is accompanied by dark green lava stone tables and green ceramic pendants. Exotic Iroko wood is everywhere, from the commons to the rooms, to enhance the dialogue with the landscape and the Asian pavilion-inspired wooden facade. Finally, brushed brass is executed all around the hotel to highlight this luxurious feeling and special attention to every detail. 80% of the interior project is custom-made, from carpentry elements to special steel doors with fumato glass, the stone sinks, the mirrors, all brushed brass items like the hooks, the handles and accessories, and even some lighting. With this intention, we created many furniture pieces, but also set out to find charming and comfortable vintage pieces to make the guests feel as it was already there. We have added our personal touch everywhere, even in the library. Each book in our library was carefully selected by us. They tell a part of our story, and some have a special place in our hearts, like If from Rudyard Kipling, the author of the Jungle Book, chosen to showcase our values and our way of life. We hope all of you will have the chance to read it. Our artist friends also came to enhance the beauty of Maslina. Gregory Ryan, artist sculptor, that works with all types of metal like brass on the reception desk, the handles of the wellness, as well as the water surface sculpture by the fountain. Our totems were created by Rero, a critical thinker that uses art to generate questions. He uses Verdana font, like us, and the lines that strike through his writing is made to investigate the fundamental values of our existence: freedom, progress, censorship, and self-censorship. The last but not least artist used in Maslina is the young César, from one of our hometowns, Reims in France. His colorful art on nature and animals enlightens our kids' playroom. Our kids' playroom provides also a stimulating environment for children, creating a space for them to relax with educational programs around local culture, water elements, a climbing wall, and entertaining activities. All of our toys and materials are made of wood and natural materials without any plastics. We wanted to have a kids club with a real educational program because they are uncommon in luxury resorts around Europe. Most families come on holiday with their kids. Since they have not seen them very often, they want to do activities with them, but they also want to relax. Thus, by creating this space, guests can choose to be with their kids and do activities with them or sit by the beach and drink a cocktail without disturbing other guests that did not come with kids. That is where mindfulness comes in. But what is mindful luxury? Luxury means doing what you want to do whenever you want to do it. Luxury can be very different for everyone. It can mean a diamond chandelier for one person, space for someone else, and privacy for another. Everyone has a different vision of what personal luxury is all about. At Maslina, we want the guests to have their own feeling of personal luxury. With that, we needed to bring space, a view, landscape, comfort, privacy, design, and a fantastic mindful service where we have to think in advance about what people want. Mindful luxury is when you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, without feeling pressured or distracted. Our version of luxury is not defined in any box. It's for you to make it.